Hi, I'm Scott, your SKS video guy, and today we're going to be comparing these two bad boys. Hi, welcome to my channel. Now let me start off by saying that this video is not being sponsored by anyone. All the items that you see, I bought with my own money, so I'm going to give you an honest opinion about them. I will put links in the description of each of the items in case you want to check them out for yourself. So, let's get going here. We're going to compare the Autel Evo II with the Dji Air 2S. Okay, that sounds like a fair deal. Let's take a look at the specifications. First up, the Autel Evo II Pro. This one has a 1-inch sensor, shoots 6K video at 120 megabits a second. It has a 40-minute flight time, has a 9-kilometer range or 5.5 miles. Takes 20 megapixel stills, has an 80-degree focal length with a variable aperture between f2.8 and f11. It has 12 obstacle avoidance sensors, weighs 2.6 pounds or 1,179 grams. It uses A-Link transmission system using 2.4 gigahertz, featuring 2 antennas. It does not have any built-in internal storage. The on-the-go bundle that I have came with 2 batteries. It does not have any geofencing, nor does it use ADS-B AirSense. Moving on to the Dji Air 2S. It also has a 1-inch sensor. It shoots 5.4K video at 150 megabits a second. Has a 31-minute flight time. Has a range of 12 kilometers or 7.4 miles. It shoots 20 megapixel stills, has an 88 degrees focal length. It has a fixed f2.8 aperture and has 8 sensors. Weighs in at 1.3 pounds or 595 grams. It features a dual band OcuSync 3 transmission system featuring 2.4 and 5.4 gigahertz. And it uses 4 antennas. It has 8 gigabytes of internal storage. Now the Fly More combo that I have has 3 batteries. It does have geofencing and it has ADS-B AirSense. So on paper, the Autel Evo II Pro looks like it's better than the Air 2S. But I'm a practical, real world kind of guy. I want to see if this shakes out in the real world. Okay, let's start off by looking at some of the accessories you can get for these drones. The first accessories I'd like to talk about are these carbon fiber mounts by Skyfire. They're made from reinforced carbon fiber and they're very well made. They're sturdy, they clamp on very well. I have the deluxe version here that holds the Triple Tech tablet. If you've got a heavy tablet like the Triple Tech, this is a great system for that. I also added an extension. They sell this extender that comes back a little bit here, that puts it back a little further, and again it has a mount that you get for Triple Tech. Also, they have them for the Crystal Sky, the iPads and phones, things like that there. This one's for the Autel, for the Air 2S, has a phone mount, but you can also move the mount over to here for the Triple Tech. They work extremely well. I'm very happy with them. The deluxe version I have here has this little extension back here that holds it upright when you sit it down so that it doesn't tip over. I like that a lot. If you, the gentleman that makes these is really nice. If you email him and tell him what your tablet is and the type of drone you're flying and all that, he'll put together a parts list for you and fire off a quote for you and everything. So they're super nice, like them a lot, very well made. Now, there are a couple of things that I don't like about these. One, when you have these things on, you cannot fit these into a prefabricated case, so they won't fit in there. The only exception maybe be if you have a backpack that you can adjust, then you might get them in there. The other thing that I don't like about it is the cost. They're very expensive. These 2 mounts cost me $260. However, you get what you pay for. So, they are very nice mounts. I'd buy some more of them, even though they are expensive. Next up are chargers. This one here is for the Autel Evo II. It's made by YX. I have a number of chargers from this company. They do very well. I like them. They'll charge up to 3 batteries simultaneously, and your transmitter and your phone all at once. This one here is a whole lot better priced than the quad charger that Autel sells, and the quad charger doesn't even charge the battery simultaneously. This other one here is for the Air 2S. It's made by Hantora. It will charge up to 4 batteries. Has a nice cooling fan on it. Cool thing about this one here is it has an LCD screen on it that tells you your battery levels and things, and when they're charging and the levels. That is really nice. I like that one a lot. Again, modestly priced. These are rubber stick extenders for your transmitter, the skull and cross blades. They have a nice rubbery grip to them for your thumb, or if you're a pincher, it gives you a little cush to grab hold of here. They're actually made for a Phantom, but they'll fit most any drone. And these are really nice. They're inexpensive, and I like them a lot. This is the Triple Tech pad, and it is very nice. It's sturdy, well built. It's basically an Android tablet. The cool thing about this one here is it has a 1200 nit display, which when you're outside you can see this real easy. It is a bit thick and it's heavy. And finally, here is a set of extended landing gear that fold up that you can clip onto your Air 2S, and it just brings the drone up off the ground a little bit. If you're out and it's a little dirty, or you're in grass or something like that and you don't have a landing pad, these are a nice little clip-on. They clip off, they fold up, easy to put away and store. So cool little extra attachment. They don't cost a lot of money, and they're fun to have. Okay, now it's time to put them to the test. Let's go outside and fly. Okay, we're outside here in my parking lot of my house. We have both drones set up here. We're going to try to check both of them in the same conditions, the same everything. It's a little windy out today, which should also help test the wind capabilities of both of them. So the first one we'll start out with is the Evo 2, and these are basically the very first time each of these drones has flown. Okay, we got it spun up. We'll take off. All right. It's going to beep like hell because it's close by. I'm going to do some quick checks here to make sure it's okay. Turn, right, left, forward, backward, up and down. Yep, seems to be working good. So we'll turn and we'll go out and do a flight. So here we go. Oh, let me get it started recording first here. All right, camera's running. So it's in 6K, so let's go. We'll bring her in for a landing. I need to bring it back some. There we go. The sensors are beeping. Didn't like me being that close to it. Okay, there we go. We're down. Okay, next up is the Air 2S. Literally, this is the very first flight of this one. The only thing I've done to either one of these two drones prior to takeoff was I went in and adjusted some of the gimbal settings and the flight settings a little lower. Drones first out of the box tend to be a little touchy in my opinion, so I slowed them down a little bit to get it a little smoother flight. So we're going to take off. We're going to start recording in 5.4K 30. So let's get this in the air here. Okay, it's going to beep like crazy. I'm going to check it forward and backwards. Up and down. Yep, seems to be good. I'll turn it this way a little bit, and let's try going out for a flight. I'll put the Evo 2 footage that I just shot next to this Air 2S footage so you can compare it, and I'll try to match the shots as best I can. and things are off. So there's the first flight of that. Okay, we got them both back. Some post-flight observations real quick. The Autel Evo II did very good wind penetration and all that. It did complain a little bit about a loss of signal out there, whereas the Air 2S never once complained about the signal strength. It never once even twitched on the picture. Of course, this has 4 antennas as opposed to the Evo's 2, so it did an extremely good job. It did complain about the wind a bit. However, the Evo 2 did not complain about the wind. All being a bigger, heavier drone, it wouldn't. So each has its pluses. If you really don't want to have any signal losses, in that regard, the Air 2S did a very good job. Although the Autel Evo, again, did a good job as well, although it twitched once or twice when I was flying it. So overall, pretty good. So let's go back inside for final thoughts. Well, that was certainly interesting and eye-opening. Learned a lot just by testing them. Now it's time to answer the question, when is 6K not 6K? When Autel Evo says it is. I first became aware of this by watching a live stream by Alex of We Talk UAV. He had mentioned that he noticed that the resolution of the supposedly 6K of the Autel Evo II Pro was the same as the Air 2S. So certainly I checked into it, and sure enough, the Evo II Pro resolution 54 by 72 by 3076. The Air 2S 54 by 72 by 3078. That is 5.4K, not 6K. In fact, the Air 2S has 2 extra lines of resolution. So that evens the playing field right there. If you're thinking of buying the Air 2S Pro or Evo 2 Pro for 6K, it ain't. So both drones feature 1-inch sensors. They both do very well in the air. Range, I give that to the Air 2S with the 12 kilometers using 4 antennas and the OcuSync 3 as opposed to the 9 kilometers that the Evo 2 does with the A-Link system using 2.4 gigahertz. Both drones shoot 20 megapixel stills. Okay, the Evo 2 has the side sensors as opposed, and the Air 2S does not. But the Evo 2 doesn't have geofencing. It doesn't have any ADS-B air sense. It does do 40 minutes of video, theoretically. And the Air 2S has 31 minutes, theoretically. The Autel Evo 2 has a mapping function. If that's what you need, that's great. Whereas the Air 2S has master shots. If you're doing fancy video, those are really great. So what does it boil down to? Well, if I know what I know now, back when I was buying these things, I probably wouldn't have bought the Evo 2. I'd have bought the Air 2S. The Evo 2 Pro is a very nice drone. I like it, and I'll keep it and I'll fly it. So, which one should you get? Well, if you want to pay $300 or $400 more for the Autel Evo 2 Pro, thinking you're going to get 6K, you're not. So my opinion is the better buy is the DJI Air 2S. So think about it and come to your own conclusions. I hope this video helps you out. I had a lot of fun making it. So until next time, I'm Scott, your SKS video guy. Fly safe.